Greetings! We interrupt your regularly scheduled tournament coverage to bring you this special episode of Tactics with Puddnhead and Zot. Hey, Zot.
Hey, man.
This is a game that you played.
It is, and Freeborn requested that this game get cast. Otherwise, it probably would have just languished and not gotten cast. But he specifically asked for it to be cast. I was like, okay. So I'm not sure exactly why, but maybe to get some insight on plays he could have made or things like that, or understand why I did the things I did. Hard to say.
All right. So, Freeborn is playing a Warlord up here in the upper left. And you are playing the Pellian Forcemaster down here. And I see you have not neglected to power up your mage. Very good. Very good.
He's very cool.
And
this is a silly book on my part. And it's kind of got a theme to it that I kind of went and tried to exercise a couple things with the new Mage 2 for the testing and data gathering sorts of things. But it's mostly a silly book with a lot of, it's completely untuned. But it does a couple things kind of well. And given that, and the opening on this is going to be something I normally don't do to newer players. But I wanted to try it out to kind of show some things as well. And he's not necessarily a newer player. So, because I gave him a couple outs along the way. Are you sure that, because I could see how this could be frustrating. We'll show that here in just a minute. But yeah, I tried to go with the new Forcemaster.
All right. And of course, the new Forcemaster can fly on his turn and can activate a force creature when entering into play by paying mana and can have that autonomous weapon.
Right.
And the Warlord is Bloodwave Warlord, veteran tokens, battle orders, and +1 melee.
Yep. And everybody with 10 channeling?
Yep. Everybody 10 channeling. Freeborn at 36 life. You're at 32, which actually should be 36.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Move Mind's Eye Magebane. Yeah?
Nope.
Tanglevine. What?
I figure, now pause it here for just a second. And,
okay.
And this is the reason I did this was to be a little douchey, and two, a barracks warlord wants to cast his barracks, move, and cast like a garrison post or something like that. So, or maybe, a forge out in the middle or what have you. So I figured by locking him in there, I might kind of mess up his opening turn.
All right. I mean, it's the same cost as Magebane, so you're just
but I wanted the battle to be over there instead of elsewhere.
All right. You're going to claim more of the arena for yourself then, huh?
Yes, it's my arena. Get out.
So what has he got here? He does have a Battle Forge and a Mana Flower. So
I didn't really mess up his turn. It doesn't seem right.
Right. Now you're going to Pillar of Righteous Flame in there and just see how he gets out?
Not at all.
So you're going to move this Mind's Eye? What are you thinking?
Nope, it's going to stay right there. Now, since he cast a Battle Forge, I don't want him deploying off of it. And rather than attacking the Battle Forge, I think it's a little bit better to impede it.
So you're going to put a force wall between him and his forge. Is that what I'm saying?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, okay, I can negate the Battle Forge without having to really deal with it if I can block line of sight to it.
Well, or you can force him to burn some attacks or some teleport.
Yep.
Hirschforge plate. He's worried. He's worried you're going to curse him.
Okay. Not a bad play on his part. But it hurt his mana.
No, you're going to wall him all the way in.
It. Yes.
So now he needs to have Divine Might or, telekinetic bolt or something. Get through this wall.
Maybe. So this particular mage, I wanted to do the flying, pop up over walls and shoot things with a bow sort of thing. Okay. This book isn't designed to necessarily exercise the force creatures per se, but more the flying ability and the ability to stay out of reach and shoot things with a bow while you can't do anything to me because you're behind a wall or something like that.
So I'm guessing 6 force walls, 2 or 3 Avarium longbows, and a Gravicore, Heart of Gravicore.
No, nothing like that because that hurts me.
No,
But and no,
no Heart of
it's the
Gravicore, the
exaggeration.
hammer.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yep. So, but no, I don't have a ton of those walls in here. Like I said, it's an untuned book. But there's other toys in here, so we'll get to those later. So now I've blocked off his line of sight to his battle forge. So he's going to have to resort to doing things like that. I don't know
He's
how he
gonna
can do that from way over there in the corner, reach the wall, but he does and attacks it.
Wow. You get some damage on there.
Yeah. The cool thing about the Wall of Force is the Forcemaster can reconstruct the wall during upkeep.
Yep.
That
It does.
didn't really help him, but it did allow him to conserve some mana.
Yeah. And you're just gonna prance around putting on your leather.
I'm not prancing.
Oh, you're prancing.
Oh no,
Anybody who's
I'm
anybody
flying
who's trolling
majestically.
for their book is prancing.
No, flying majestically. And it's not falling with style. It's actually flying.
Uh-huh. Yes, it's jumping really high.
You want to see how many hit points it needs? I don't know.
Just trying to get himself all the way on the board, I guess.
So this is I cure the wall during upkeep and bring it and make it so that it's undamaged. And now the thinking is I really still do need to deal with the forge because he can bring down the wall eventually, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I got to do something about the forge because that has to go.
So you gonna thoughts
And
for a
then
surging wave, or are you gonna go in there and whack it?
neither. I want to do one action and ignore it.
Ah,
So
reclamation.
I'm going to do a reclamation here, and that leaves me because that's 5 mana. I don't know how much mana I have left after that. 12, so 7. I don't remember what I put on or do, but I think I probably cast another piece of equipment or an enchantment.
The real question is, do you use the mind's eye to put the reclamation on? Because that's just bad manners.
No, I don't abuse the mind's eye for trivialities. It's used for very specific purposes.
Can tell that Freeborn has not run into this before. I did
Right. And
this to a wizard once, and that was kind of foolish because you got Zap, which is just ethereal, and you're gonna have Hawkeye anyway.
right. And if you haven't had this done to you or seen it done, it forces you to go, okay, I got to wrap my head around what do I do, right? And for me to get my bow out eventually, I still need to be within range. So I want to be
Mm-hmm.
here and pop up and shoot him from here, right?
Right.
So I need to conserve some mana, and so I put on some pants so I'm not a heathen.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. I mean, you can't really see his pants under his robes, so I guess.
it's true, but eventually I want my bow out, right?
So we see the
Now,
reclamation on
yeah, you
the.
can roll this down like this because um, a lot of things are going to happen in the upper. So
Just want to make sure that your card preparation isn't going to mess with the
Right.
board.
It should be good. This should be fine. So I'm looking forward to getting my bow out, but I don't remember if I do it here or not.
Oh, 3 damage. It's good.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
and
right.
there's Ludwig.
Yes. Another silly thing I did with this book was it'd be kind of cool to have something to take advantage of some of this walls and things. So I thought, what the heck? I'll throw a Ludwig in and run Archer's Watchtower so he could shoot over walls and temporal aid.
Upheaval. All right. There's a
Yep.
good warlord spell.
Yep.
Bear strength. All right. He's getting all of his stuff in there. And if I
And
remember
that's the temporal
correctly,
aid.
that is temporal aid. Yep. So
That's
you
right.
can
Because,
move and triple strike or zone attack.
yeah, which is way cool.
So it looks like he's going to get one more spell off of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably going to cast another wall.
I am. That's correct. Because I'd rather him be up there and stuck there. The upheaval was a good play on his part. But and it's like, the Iron Golem could have whacked on it.
The Iron Golem did 3 damage to the wall.
Yep. So I'll put up another wall and keep him back here because the longer I delay him, I get more of my stuff going on my side, whereas I'm throwing him off and he's having to mess with my stuff. So I don't remember what
There's
he
the
gets away
halberd.
with.
There's the
Yep.
wall.
Yep. I'm sure that's annoyed him.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because if you
Not
have a
as
bunch of zone
much.
exclusives and you can't get them into play, that's kind of rough. The problem
You're
with
going to
Ludwig
guard.
is
Yeah.
he's easily to kill. He's easy to kill.
Right. Ooh, Iron Golem not doing so well that time around. Try to just tell him.
Now, at this point, I don't have another wall to throw.
Well,
Okay.
it looks like he took 2 actions when you should have taken an action in between.
Yeah, that's all right. So I moved Ludwig to a place where he could be a little safer because I don't want to be attacked by iron golems and things like that.
Right.
Move him out of the way so he can't be seen. And I do have an Archer's Watchtower, so I can use that possibly to indirectly shoot over it, right?
Right.
I don't remember if I bring it out at this point. So I'm expecting him to start migrating to the right at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's like, I'm out of here.
he didn't want to get trapped in there again. So he decided to use a lesser teleport on himself. Okay, fine. So I bring out a thought spore. And this generally this book uses thought spores to run repel.
All right. He saved up enough
That's
mana
not
for
what I
a
did with this spore. And then
water
he brings out a
elemental.
water elemental. And this, okay, so you want to pause for just a second here. Water elemental is going to be a problem. All right. It's resilient. It's got 16 hit points resilient. It does a lot of dice of damage and moves things around, which theoretically is going to move things into wherever his iron golem is so it can beat on you. So that's
Yep.
what I'm looking at here, right? So, and I cast my spore before that. And now I have to consider, okay, this elemental thing is going to suck. All right. And I don't really have any offense out other than Ludwig at this point. I don't have a Galvatar. I don't have any weapons and all that sort of thing. So, how do you deal with protecting yourself against a water elemental? I fortunately have some things in here that will let me do that.
I mean, I would
And we'll
do
see that
Tangle
here in
Root
just a minute.
or Agony
You cannot
or.
Tangle Root. Tangle Root, it will reduce the dice.
Yep. Tangle Root or Agony. Or I think Chains of Agony works on it for a while. if you can
Yeah,
keep
but
running away.
still get his pushes on.
Yep.
So you got to figure out: do you avoid the elemental or do you deal with the elemental?
Well, you're probably going to deal with the elemental with triple strikes, huh?
I'm going to triple strike the crap out of him because I have initiative next round.
Uh-huh. And you just did 5 damage with 9 dice. That's about average for 9 dice. Critical.
Yep.
Temporal 8 on Ludwig.
Yep.
What silliness.
I just love that thought. I was like, well, I've got some extra points because, like I said, this is a very silly book. I was like, I'm going to do this because it sounds like fun. Right.
So I'm guessing that this next turn, for first quick cast, you're going to put another wall of force down.
Nope.
Nope.
I went with a steep hill.
Oh, you only have 5 mana. Okay, steep hill. Okay.
Well, that was after the steep hill. And they need full actions to come up after me. So Ludwig gets off another round of shots with 4 dice on the first attack.
Yeah, but only 3 damage that time. He didn't do so well.
Nope.
He's going to throw a rock at your spore. Yep. Because why not? Oh, almost.
Yep.
Well, the Iron Golem needs a full action to get to you anyway, so not a big deal.
Right. But the steep hill throws him off because it's like, okay, needs full actions to go up there. And he comes up.
And are you going to teleport him off? Oh.
Yep. The spore's going to mend itself.
Well, that's a spore that may be useless. Who's he going to strike? Oh, he's going to enchant. Okay.
Yep.
That's generally a ballad of courage in a warlord, but ballad of courage isn't going to help you get back up the hill.
Nope. But you cannot push it off the hill.
That's true. Right? It stays there.
So it stays there.
Yep, you'd have to teleport it off the hill. This is where teleportation scrolls would be really handy.
Yeah, and like I said, in a toon book, I might even consider putting something like that in, but I did not.
Gonna put a fortified position up here?
Nope. I honestly don't remember exactly what I do here. I think I move Ludwig off to the left and shoot the water elemental.
Because he's got a 1/1 on his shot. So we could see another lesser teleport getting this Iron Golem up there to do some damage. Symbiotic Orb would be really useful here.
Yep. And I think that is what I do. No. I don't remember what I put on him. Okay, so he attacks me. I want to say that attack is the only attack he gets off on me.
Spoiler alert. Ugh.
That's annoying.
It's so annoying.
I unload on him with Ludwig because why not? I have to. I'm trying to figure out how to do this without steep hill because.
Why? He's not flying. Oh, he's levitating, right?
No, he's not. He's not levitating. I canceled the attack because I wanted to do something first. And I said, cancel this because it wasn't rolling the right number of dice.
Okay. And then you rolled it again?
Yeah.
All right.
So I was trying to do something first, and the system got locked into making him attack, and I wasn't wanting to do the attack right there. I was wanting to do something else first.
Oh, Chart Trap.
His Chart Trap was a good play on his part.
So that was 2 attacks off on you. Oh, no, wait. Did he punch? No.
Nope, just the one from the yep, and then he go over and kill himself some more.
Come on. Oh, make it go away. Right.
Now the range on mend is 0 to 0.
Mm-hmm.
So my thinking is I need to be wherever the mind's eye is so I can mend myself from the attack that I got.
Yep.
And if I can get up onto the steep hill, which for me as a flyer, I can fly up on top of it, but not while I'm restrained with the
Right.
car track.
So you
right?
can dispel this and then move on your turn, huh?
No, actually, I do something different there. And we'll see this play out in a second. But no, I decide that I don't want to be in that zone. And fortunately, I have initiative here. So I quick cast a Lesser Teleport, pop myself back up.
Yep, that'll work.
During the first quick cast, now he can't attack me as easily.
I love Lesser Teleport. It is such a good
It's
spell. You should
very
totally
good.
have 2 of them in every book.
And he does me a favor here. I was like, okay.
Why did he cast the wall afterwards, though?
I don't know, because maybe he didn't want Ludwig shooting him. He's trying to save his
Elemental?
water elemental from Ludwig.
Okay. But
And
I'm
then I
going to...
use my mend score on my mage via the
Right.
mind's eye.
Right. I'm going to assume that you are going to cast Heart of Gravicore this turn and throw it at the water elemental. Oh, but you can't fly on your turn because you're restrained, so maybe not.
Nope. Yeah, I don't do that. But I'm really thankful for that wall, to be honest, because it's like, well, that just did me a favor. And he chucks a boulder at me. That's what you do when you're a warlord. You chuck boulders at things.
Yep. You chuck boulders.
Yep. And I wasn't going to do an attack anyway because I don't know that I had a lot of mana.
You put on an enchantment. What's the point
His
of having
elemental
a
out of the
water
way.
elemental?
He's really worried about Ludwig. So I move Ludwig over there because I have Archer's Watchtower in the book. He doesn't know that, of course. So I have Levitate in the book, but I, for some reason, missed seeing it because I wanted to put that in there first. Put that on him.
Yeah. Yeah. Levitate on Ludwig with temporal aid or behind a wall sounds pretty good.
Yeah. And I took a risk with the reverse attack on Ludwig because I thought, well, maybe he'll chuck a rock or a boulder at him. And it's definitely a risk. Okay. I thought I'd throw that on there early because if you decide to blast him with a big attack spell, boom. And I've been trying to conserve that much mana to reveal it, right? So that is affecting my what I can cast so that I can still reveal the reverse attack. Okay. So you have to watch this as you're playing your game. When you have unrevealed enchantments that have forced reveals, you might be forced to reveal it at a time you don't want to. But if you do, you don't want to lose the spell. So I maintain 5 mana most of the time until I have to act last and save that for a timely reveal. He pulls me over there. Okay.
You got teleported.
I did.
What, you put a trap in there?
Mm-hmm. And I reveal force field and say,
Neener.
neener. And then I double move up to the hill.
Because you can.
Because I can
As
fly
a
up there.
flying guy, you are not hindered anymore.
And so the steep hill and the walls is kind of what I designed this book around, such as the design goes. That's as far as the design constraints. And so, like I said, just a ton of silly stuff in here. But some of it proved remarkably effective against this particular matchup. Water Elemental definitely was a surprise, but I don't think he did well with trying to get onto the hill and dealing with me up there. Instead, he was kind of jacking around the sides of it, which in the end hurts him by taking more time. He's trying to get over here and going to mess with my spore. So I move over, do the one move, and do a mend on
Right.
my mage. So he is concerned about the enchantment there.
Mm-hmm.
Ludwig's going to sit over there behind the hill, and you'll note the steep hill blocked line of sight. So Ludwig can't even be seen now
Right.
from to the right of the arena.
I keep waiting for you to put this bow on, man.
Believe me, I want to, but it's like, dang it, I got so many things I need to get done. Protecting Ludwig, dealing with him moving me around. So he didn't really take advantage of moving me up there at the time. And so the Ballad of Courage reveal on the water elemental didn't really get him anything.
Right.
And he forgot about force field being a thing, I think.
Yeah. Force field is a surprise sometimes.
Yep, it's 10 mana and a 2 upkeep. It's rough. Okay.
Isn't that force field blocking a ballista bolt in that picture? Is that right?
Uh-huh. So I need to protect my thought spore because, well, there's boulders and crap out there. So I moved down one, but used the mind's eye to throw a
Invisible
acid ball,
fist.
I think it was,
It
or an
was an
invisible
invisible
fist.
fist. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? That's just gotta go. So he got one good hit off with the elemental, and then that was pretty much it. But the water elemental and the iron golem are pretty scary together.
Mm-hmm.
But the steep hill really messed him up. And here he goes. He's going to chuck something at this guy. And what's he throwing?
Oof.
He's throwing a
And there's
bolt.
a dodge.
Yep.
Dang.
Automatic denied. So I'm going to move over and heal my mage while I can. Teleport trap and move him way over there.
Yeah.
And so my book just happened to have tons of good answers for what he was trying to do. I mean, a random teleport trap, right? So I don't mind Ludwig being over here not doing anything because he's protected and he's able to just kind of wait till the battle gets to him and then unload. Or I could use a surprise, move him onto the hill and unload on something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you'd have to lesser teleport or force push or something.
Right. Now I don't know if he's So I realized he was doing this range thing with the Iverian bow and doing all that silliness.
He's going to dispel the force field.
Yep, that's a rough one. He didn't like that. And he puts a Chains of Agony on me. Like, oh, okay.
So you can just not move.
Yep. Moving vertically does not really count as moving. So,
Yeah, it's not agonizing. So you
right.
got a dispel spore, huh? Keep
Yep. I
these.
was like, well, if he's going to load me up with curses, we're going to get rid of some of this stuff.
You can also get rid of his Hawkeye and Bear Strength
That
before he gets
dispel
to
on
you.
that spore is the only dispel in the book.
Speaking of untuned.
Yeah, like I said. So like, I'll get a couple uses out of it before this guy dies. He moves over and gets rid of the Chains of Agony. Because I do move around with this mage.
All right, he's going to power up and throw something. Rocket your mage.
Oh, how much damage do I have on me? quite a bit.
Yeah, you got
And
14 damage. Your little two heal
it's
critter
actually
there.
one because one is on the spore. And then I let him know he can't see that. Or did I do that? I did that. Okay, that was
Yeah,
the levitate, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now, I still have to watch my levitate here because I've got 5 mana. I can't, even though he's if I move him up onto the hill like I want to, he could do something to him, right? So I was like, dang it. I revealed the levitate, but couldn't really use it. So okay, it just sit there.
Right, because you need 2 mana for a block here too.
Right. I moved the mind's eye up there so that I could move my spore left and still heal me.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to be able to shoot with his ballista first. So
That's
I
true.
think I have a block on the
Yes.
men spore.
Yep, you do.
Yeah. So
It's
it's like,
amazing
okay,
how
I can
much
block the
support
ballista.
these things take.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just,
normally it's going to sit way off to the side and they're going to be contained up here, but he decided to move around. So I decide I don't want to get shot because I've got 14 damage or whatever on me. So I'm going
mm-hmm.
off the hill.
You can't get mended
And
up there then.
that's correct. But that's okay, right? Because now he can shoot at my spore and it's going to get blocked and I can move the spore out of harm's way from the ballista. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to save 5 mana for that reveal and the 2 for the block. So that's 7 mana locked up at the moment.
Yep. Trying to kill that spore the whole game.
Yep.
It's just like,
He's wasted a lot of mana
will you
against this
just
spore.
die?
Yep.
There it is. Dead spore.
Yep. He got lucky getting enough damage on it. So,
I mean, he did throw 7 dice, right?
yeah. Well,
So it should kill it.
I was going to dispel something on that guy. I still can because of the here. Boop. Let's get rid of the Hawkeye.
Yep.
So I get rid of the Hawkeye. And I stay in that corner so that it can't be shot by the ballista. Because as a
Mm-hmm.
flyer,
Right.
if I moved it up, then
I mean, you
I
still
just
have a
sit there.
turn.
Yeah, but still, the Hawkeye or the Mind's Eye does that for me. So I'm going to fly up here and unload on the ballista. That's what Ludwig does. He goes up there like a machine gun.
All right, almost dead.
Yep. Now, this is where I realize that he's flying. He does not get the steep hill bonus.
Right.
Okay. So it was unfair. The number of dice that was rolled was 10, not 9. So we re-rolled it. And then I come down and finish it off with that because it was not right to roll 10 dice against it.
Right.
I move the Mind's Eye over in case the Warlord goes up or down. He'll still be within range 2 of the Mind's Eye.
Yep. Yep. That works.
Yep. And I got lucky because facing a Warlord, he doesn't have a lot of certain things. Maybe to dispel the Temporal Aid or
Right.
these other things. Maybe that might be something that he'd be interested in doing, but he's saving it for some of the shenanigans that can come out of a Forcemaster.
And he's up.
And he's
Ta-da.
up.
There's the
And he
rust.
decides to rust me.
And
Okay.
there's a strike. Nope, just a boulder. All right.
And I take a lot of damage. And where am I at?
The
16 or
19 out of
18?
32.
Yeah, pretty hard. Okay. So I move off the hill and shoot him. I don't want to get hit by an iron golem.
Right.
So I go down and decide to start triple striking. Have that.
And then you play your Mokhtari. Oh, man.
Because I was figuring Ludwig might need some damage healing, so that's
You
kosher.
decided not to dispel his bear strength, huh?
Yeah, I needed the mana. Remember, I was trying to save 5 mana.
Sure. You got, oh, yeah. You got 16 now.
And now I'm regenerating. So Ludwig feels pretty good about his position here. He's going to unload again, I think. I was like, I don't want to eat the Iron Golem and his mage. So I was like, I'm just going to go over here.
Would you, lesser teleport?
He comes at me with I did a force push.
Oh, force push. Okay.
And then he comes at me and attacks me. And this is a point where he has unavoidable things in his book and didn't even think about it being a reverse attack. So he did a lot of damage to himself when he
Yeah.
attacked Ludwig. So he's down.
Probably
He's up to 20-something damage already.
Yep. 26.
And I get rid of the rust.
Yep.
Now I don't have to worry about mana anymore because
Oh, you wrecked
I didn't do that. He did it.
Oh, okay.
His rust.
Freeborn, you wrecked it.
Yeah. And I probably put on a Hawkeye there, right? Getting my bow ready. Yep. Because now I'm going to cast a bow and pop up and shoot him. Because he's at 26 damage, 20 damage. Now that Ludwig's not protected, losing him is a concern of mine. So I need to protect him. And with me having initiative, I decide to try to think I want to activate him first.
Yeah, that makes sense. You can activate him first. Oh, you're just going to run. Okay.
Yep.
I was going to say you could shoot and then use your quick cast in the mind's eye to push him out of the way.
Yep. Nope. I decide to get him out of threat range.
You haven't even used an autonomous weapon at all this turn.
Nope. He decides to heal himself. He gets a decent number, like 7 or 9 or something. He couldn't. He was trying to roll 8 dice and rolled 9 dice like 2 or 3 times. So he eventually gets it right, and I think he gets 7 or 8 or whatever.
Well, you just delete his warlord. Whoops.
He deleted his warlord. So I don't know why. And now I have an autonomous weapon, and you'll see that I have my bow up there. So I shoot him with my bow, and then I throw the hammer at him.
Huh. So now you can move over with Ludwig and triple strike without too much trouble.
Correct.
Meltdown.
Yep. I was like, okay, I decide I need everything I have.
Okay. Got a force push. You're force pushing him off the hill. Huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
like, get off my hill. Which in the end hurts a little bit because he was going to blast me or something. So I think I end up losing the spore now because he comes down and boulders me. Like, oh well, it was nice. Well, I knew you.
Yep. There goes the dispel. Now he
Yep.
could force
So,
crush you and you would lose.
yes, this would be correct. So I move over one and triple strike him with Ludwig on the Iron Golem. He was up
Yep.
there guarding on that hill in case I went back up there so that he could attack me rather than following me around. So I just shoot him and then throw a hammer at him. I
All right.
forgot to throw the hammer, and it's like, oh, dude, I forgot to throw the stupid hammer. I hate
Yeah.
playing online.
You just wanted him to feel he was doing well. That's what it was.
So how much damage has he got on him? 14.
16. Yeah,
And I'm
16.
sitting at 15 damage, 17 damage.
You
Yeah,
are
this
at
is where I
17.
ask
Yep.
him if it's okay if I use my hammer on him. And then I think I forget again this round. But after that, I don't forget. And then I triple strike the Iron Golem again.
Will do.
Yep. And Ludwig's a beast. He was the MVP of the game.
I mean, you did spend what?
A
3,
lot of mana.
8. You've got a 21 mana creature there that you're spending 1 mana a turn to make fly.
Right.
So,
Well, he also cost the mana for the reverse attack.
yes, but that actually was damage on your opponent and saving him, right? Like you could have put that on yourself. But the reason
He
that Ludwig
theoretically
is
should have
able to
won
stay
this game.
safe.
Yeah, he should have won this game, but because he makes a couple key mistakes here later.
All right, quick cast. He's gonna throw something at your face. Oh, you guys finished quick cast. Okay. You give him self charge.
He attacks me here, and I take a fair amount of damage if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, 18 out of 24. 21 out of 24.
Yep. Then I come over and Ludwig him. Nope, I hold off. And let me think about this for a second. I rust him. Then I triple strike him. Now I go up on top of the hill just because I don't want Ludwig to be off. So I move the hill out of the way so that as a flyer, he doesn't get the hill bones.
Right. Online tactics.
Uh-huh.
Cheat the automation.
Uh-huh. Well, and then I was like, you know what? I think I need to be on the other side of this wall. And then throw the hammer at him.
Wow. And this is what people don't like. Don't like it when Koshade uses his Eagle Claw boots and his Necromancer to climb over those skeletal walls. Don't
Mm-hmm.
like it when the Forcemaster just flies over the wall.
Yep.
So do you think at any point in this game, if you had had to pay a mana to get flying, it would have been too much?
It would have made a difference in this game. There was a couple places where I was really tight on mana. So yes, it would have made a difference. Would it have changed the outcome? Maybe. But this is two casual books fighting each other, so and so he hit me along the way with a second because I was at 32, right? He hit me with 2 meltdowns.
Oh, okay.
One of them must have been glossed over, but that's why I'm at 24.
Right. Right.
And apparently, according to some things, I should have been at 36, not 32. So I should have 4 more long. And I force hammer him here.
Wow, that was a huge force hammer.
Yeah, I got lucky there. And given that I was supposed to be at 36 health instead of 32, this game was mine. But at 32, he had a kill shot and just gave
Yep.
up. And
Right.
he
Yeah, you should
really
have been at
kicked
36.
himself after the game because there was a few places he could have used an unavoidable attack, like on Ludwig or what have you, or the shattering strike. He realized after the fact that might have made the difference.
Yeah. He had to
But
get up
in
to
the
you
end, it
though
would not have
first.
because I should have had 36 health. Well, he was in melee with me. He could have done it then, in a quick cast. But it was a very close game between a couple. I don't know how tuned his book is, but he had this elemental concept in there, which accounted for quite a bit of his spell book. But he did not deal with my steep hill very well, and as a result, I think that's where he lost the game because he didn't try to just get up on the hill and deal with me. Instead, he danced around. And I was able to, with superior maneuverability that is the mainstay of this mage, and a couple of my creatures, was able to get around him because of these walls. And that wall of earth really helped me because it kept him from going up the hill. It took him
Yeah, I mean
several rounds to get around.
when your whole plan is a ballad of courage water elemental, a steep hill is going to be the one thing that makes that not work, right?
Exactly.
So,
And so it's like, okay, I happen to have answers for a bout of courage water elemental, which realistically is kind of scary because it's fast. It hits you for a lot. It 7 dice with a chance to push, maybe bounce you into a wall. And this is some of my answers. I got like 5 repulses, mostly to go on thought spores, so that you
right.
could repulse people off the hill and I could shoot them.
Right, but that didn't work on the 2 creatures that he put out there.
Right, because
So,
they're
those
unmovable.
were absolutely useless for you.
Yeah. Right. And they're
Yeah.
mostly dead spells. You don't need 4 or 5 of them, certainly. Nonetheless, that's the entertainment value for me as repulse in this book. Bounce people off the hill. But several of the things I was able to do kind of both flustered and threw him off his game.
Yep, that seems to be what this book is really good at doing, or this mage in general, is throw you off your game, and then you've got to figure out how to play his game and win.
Yeah, this is a very
So,
asymmetrical mage. It just kind of uses the tactics of different things on the board and maneuver around them. And these obstacles are chaos for the opponent most of the time.
right. I mean, you can fly. Teleport trap is non-flying, right?
I don't remember. I bet it's anybody who enters the zone.
Okay.
It
You
has to
can
go into a zone with
probably
no
look at
enemies
that.
in it.
Teleport trap. When an enemy creature enters the zone. Okay.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So, you could grow the book here. See what's in it. It's kind of just a bunch of stuff.
we got 3
The
bows.
bows.
All right.
And
Yeah.
it's meant to shoot people. I want lots of bows. And a couple spells. Yeah.
Extra
And
Hawkeye. Yeah.
and basically some mind stuff.
Yep. So you used
Nothing.
most of what you had in the book. Like, your damage is this. That's it.
Yep. That's it. That repulses. Get off my hill so I can shoot you. So,
Wow.
yeah, like I said, it's a silly book. It's certainly untuned. It's thematic to get on the steep hill and shoot people, hide behind the hill and shoot people. Because I can pop up over the hill and shoot things on the other side of the hill.
I
So,
don't even think you need the watchtower. Levitate seems to do the job for you.
well, but the watchtower could go on the hill too. Right?
But it only
But you're
works on
right.
soldiers,
I
right?
don't know that I need the watchtower, but it's in there.
I guess that's not quite true. Your Ludwig was also your damage. Ludwig and the bow. Those are your two
Right.
damages.
And I don't have if the watchtower is there, I don't necessarily have to give him flying, so he gets the steep hill and the watchtower bonus, right?
Right, but it doesn't seem like you have a whole lot of um what you had, what, 3 walls in here?
Yeah, 3. That's it.
So, I mean, this could be 2 more walls
Oh, I know.
here.
Like I said, it is not a tuned book in any case. It's
Yeah.
just thrown together. It's like, oh, here's some walls. Ooh, these steep hills. And oh, while I'm perched up on the hill, what would be good? Ooh, repulse. Or, one push.
Have you ever
Just,
gotten 2 hills side by side so that you can bounce between them?
I have not. Most of the time, I don't have the time or mana to do that.
Sure. So this could
But
be
yes.
4 more walls.
Oh, no. They might get rid of my steep hill, and I want my steep hill.
All
I'm
right, of
king of
course.
that hill, or I'm going to die on it.
Or both.
Or both. But yeah, it's basically meant to do that, and then chuck the hammer at them. The was it Heart of Gravicore?
Carter Gravicore, yep.
Yeah, throw that at them. So, as a living weapon.
Do you ever consider Staff of the Arcanum?
Nope, not with this book. This book is meant to do specific things, and Stuff of the Arcane is not it. It's not even designed. It's just like, oh, I'm going to be on this hill and do these things, and like I said, it's not. Other than that theme, that's it.
I mean, well, it also has a ranged attack on it. That's all I'm saying.
Oh well, no, never considered it.
I think, what is it? Staff of the Arcanum, Heart of Gravicore, and, well, you can't use the spear. So yeah, I think those are the only 2 things that have melee attacks that you can actually use your ability on that also have ranged attacks.
Yeah, I think the hunting spear is only for nature.
Yes,
Beastman.
that's correct. All right. Well then.
Right. So, yeah, steep hill is a challenging thing to deal with, and it's expensive to get rid of if you have a different terrain.
Yeah, it costs you minimum 13 to get rid of.
And on top of that, it's a two-edged sword because if they have a bunch of ranged attacks, they could jump up on it and blast you with ranged stuff, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, you got to get off the hill, or you got to get
Right.
them off the hill, rather.
Yep. But the neat
All
thing about the
right.
walls is on the other side of the wall, if they're on the steep hill, they still can't see you because the wall blocks line of sight from a steep hill. Go figure. Apparently, the wall's higher than the steep hill.
Yeah, which is weird.
Which is
There's
weird.
a lot of weirdness with the steep hill.
There is. But it's fun to hide behind it.
All right, well, that will do it for another tactics video. Thanks, everybody, and we will continue with the regularly scheduled tournament coverage after the semifinals are completed.
Good luck to all the competitors. And thanks for the game, Freeborn. It was an interesting game and could have gone either way.